everyone, it's Vicky here today, and I'm going to be doing a video. I'm going to be doing how The Wanted, basically the topic of this video is how The Wanted changed my life. And I'm just going to say a little disclaimer: if I do start crying, I am truly sorry. I was literally sitting on this bed watching, The Wanted covers. I was filled, so shout out to all the people that went there, but I was watching them, and whenever they sing like Fix You or Viva La Vida or anything like that, I start crying. So I was just like, why don't I just make a video, because I feel like talking. So yeah, sorry, Twitter just went off. Where do I start about how The Wanted changed my life? I guess I'll start from the beginning. Okay, so on December 23rd of 2010, I was sitting on this bed, and 2 days before Christmas, me and my mom had just gotten back from the bank. She just bought to me a little early Christmas present, and it was kind of my Christmas present, but she just bought it early, and came back. We were resting for a while. I was watching George Lopez, and all of a sudden my mom started like not prancing, but like panting, and she was walking around the house all fast, and she was like, I can't breathe, and I was like, what? Like, I was in a state of shock, and my dad's like, we're going to the emergency room. So it was at that point where you're just like, I'm just gonna follow along because I do not know what to do with myself. So we went in the car and we were driving there. I'm guessing, you can probably guess, like, we were trying to rush to the hospital, and my mom's like, I can't make it. You could see life leaving from her eyes, and that's the worst feeling, to see somebody life leaving from somebody's eyes, especially when it's your mother. And I remember calling 911 and not being able to get through, and finally being able to get through and be like, I'm at this gas station on these streets, and my mom is dying. And it's the worst feeling because you don't know what to do with yourself. I was 13. I was just going through so much. And then, finally 911 came after like 10 minutes. And they said that I couldn't ride in the little thing with my mom, so my dad and I had to drive to the emergency room. The things that were going through my head were crazy. And this stuff happened, and then after a while, like, I got back to the ER and I got to see my mother and stuff like that. And then after that, it didn't end. We kept going to the emergency room every couple days, usually every other day, for the next 6 months. Medical bills were crazy. Like, I'm talking thousands of dollars in medical bills. I would sleep in the hospital and go to school the next day. I'm really close to my mother. And then the summer of 2011, we thought that it'd be best if my mom took a vacation. So we went to go see my auntie. She was visiting London, and she had like a flat, so we were just like, we're gonna go stay with her. And I remember thinking, like, it's the worst feeling to know your mom's sick. Like, we went there for a straight 2 weeks, and my mom didn't even leave the house in London. She was really sick, and I was like, you know what, like, I just wanted to stay with my mom, so I would just always watch TV, and I would watch like T4 or some channel like that, E4, T4, I don't know, and like Viva, something like that. And I would always see like the charts, like the music charts, and it'd always be like #1 for the second week or something like that, The Wanted with Glad You Came. And that song made me happy. Like, I mean, I didn't know who they were, I just knew they were cute. I was like, okay, this song made me happy. I'd be so happy, I'd dance around the house. I have a video of me talking about how much I love this song like a couple years ago. If you guys want to see that, I'll link it in the bottom bar. It's like top 10 songs of 2012 or something stupid like that, but yeah, or 2011, but yeah, I would always remember that song made me happy. And we came back to where I live in the US, and my mom is still going through hard times. She suffers from depression, panic attacks, anxiety, lower back injuries, just so much stuff. And when I think about it, it hurts me to know my mom's going through this. She's still suffering, but she's doing better. And the only thing that got me through it was listening to where I live. people tend to make music, it doesn't have to have meaning, it just has a good beat, and I absolutely despise that. If your music does not have meaning, I don't care about it. Like, that's how I am. And I remember listening to I'll Be Your Strength or All Time Low or Gold Forever when I wanted to be happy again. Her Glad You Came on repeat, and I would just cry. And I was like, the day that I see these people in concert will be the best day of my life. I remember telling everybody about The Wanted. Like, I was like, do you know who they are? Do you know who they are? I remember going through this mental stage where I was just telling everybody about them because they honestly helped me. Like, I remember Personal Soldier, I remember High and Low, like, all those songs helped me through so much in my life. And, I would just listen to those, and then, after a while, I was having a sleepover with my friend, and we were like, wouldn't it be amazing if they came to the US? Wouldn't it be amazing? And I wasn't, like, big on Twitter, so I didn't really know, like, updates that fast. Me and my friend Googled, and we were like, The Wanted Tour 2012, US tour. I was like, Cynthia, we're going to this. So I looked for tickets, $15. I was like, what? Like, you would not think that people with this much talent would go out and do a concert for $15. I was like, we're going to this. So, we ended up going, and I can honestly tell you that was the best night of my life. I cried so much when I got home, partially because it was the best night of my life, and partially because I didn't get to meet them after the concert. They did come out after our concert, but they did for the rest of the US ones. And I just remember thinking, this is the best night of my life. These are the people that helped me through those nights. These, like, seeing them, it was like a dream, because when I was in the UK, they were all over the place, and when I came back to the US, they were nothing. And it was like, did I just have a really long dream about these people? These are the people that their song has meaning. And I remember just thinking to myself, like, oh my gosh, they are in front of me. And Nathan pointed to me, and you might be like, okay, they point to everybody, but he pointed to me during the best lyric of Iris, I swear. It was when I think Jay was singing, "You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be." And he pointed to me, he was like, "You're the closest to heaven." And I swear I freaked out. I was like, all the air was just like knocked out of me. I was freaking out, and he smiled, and I was like, oh, like, I was just like, what just happened? So that happened, and I'm just so blessed because now I am on Twitter, and Tom and Max follow me, and the Wanted Music follow me, and I got a signed picture of Jay and Terrence Winder, and I believe Benson has replied to me. What else? Nathan follows us on our TW Street team. That's like a group Twitter. I'm so happy to be part of that group Twitter. Siva's RT'd us like 3 times. It's just so much has happened that it's just like mind-blowing. Max has RT'd me. Like, they have changed my life in such a great way. Like, I cannot imagine my life without them. Like, people know when I am in school, they know I'm a fan of The Wanted because I will scream every day, "It's Max Monday, it's Tom, it's Wanted Wednesday." Like, I will scream on the top of my lungs. Like, I don't care, because they have taught me not to care what other people think. They're so down to earth, and they don't really give up about anybody that wants to hate. Live their life to the fullest, and I know that they're gonna die happy, and I know when they die I'm gonna have a crisis, but it's okay. I know we're all gonna have a crisis, TW family, but hopefully it's not soon. Let's hope that maybe one day they'll stop drinking. I know a lot of you guys are starting laughing right now. I even started laughing on the inside. Oh well, but yeah, my camera's going wonky because it's nighttime. But yeah, so I hope that gave you guys any inspiration that if you're going through hard times, The Wanted could help, because their music actually means something. I'm gonna go and back and listen listened to the Coldplay medley by them. I was listening to Fix You, and that made me start crying too, and I just decided to film this video. So yeah, so I'll see you guys in my next video. If you guys want more videos from me, yeah, you can go down below and follow us on Twitter, at TW_Street Team, or follow me at XVickyX_TW. And yeah, so I hope you guys have an amazing day, and yeah, play nicely.